In today's devlog, we're taking a look at Billy's newly added agent outfit, together with a new melee enemy. What kind of enemy is this? Well, stay put to find out. Hi, I'm Jonas. Welcome to another video. In this devlog series, I talk about an upcoming roguelike game set in the nightmares of the pyjamas wearing boy, Billy. So, if you're new here, consider subscribing. Like I said before, we have now added an agent outfit to Billy's nightmare. I will show you this together with some other stuff in just a minute, so make sure to stay till the end of the video. First, I wanna show you another new melee enemy that we have added to the game. One of the most requested melee enemies that you wanted us to add to the game was a teacher with a ruler as a weapon. So, we felt that this was the enemy that we should add next. We kind of already have a teacher with a ruler in the game. The math teacher who summons evil digits that flies towards you. But she doesn't use the ruler as a weapon, and it's barely visible. So we decided that the new melee enemy should have a really big ruler that you can't miss. We took inspiration from Pyramid Head from Silent Hill, and created a teacher that drags his big ruler behind him on the floor. The teacher walks towards Billy and then attacks with the ruler when he's in range. The ruler deals damage in a circle around its impact to make it more challenging to avoid. The problem was that it was very difficult to understand how large this damage circle was. Smoke particles spawn on the ground to show you the circle, but this is after the damage has already been dealt. So we added a red circle to the ground when the teacher prepares to attack, to give you some time to get out of the way. We then realized that there's a similar problem when the chemistry teachers are about to explode. You never know how far their explosions can hurt you. So we gave them the red circle on the ground, to make it easier to avoid their attacks as well. Quilka Chess suggested that we should add a secret agent outfit for Billy. And we think that an agent outfit sounds like a fun idea. So it's now possible to buy one in Mr Sandman's temple. Since spies and agents are well known for their taste in cool cars, it felt obvious to give Agent Billy a car as his mount. But instead of making it a real car, we made it one of those small cars that kids can use. Plus, it looks so much better to have Billy visible instead of being totally concealed inside the car. For his primary attack, we decided to give the agent a pistol that works similar to the Nerf gun. Like all the other primary attacks, the pistol has a cooldown of 0.5 seconds and pretty basic damage. When it came to designing his secondary attack, we first wanted to give the pistol some kind of burst fire. But we realized that the burst fire was basically identical to Cowboy Billy's secondary attack, where he fires his revolver really fast. So the agent's burst fire had to be removed. Since he's supposed to be a secret agent, perhaps we should give him some kind of secret spy gadget. So we finally decided to give him a laser wristwatch. To save some time when adding the laser watch, we reused another laser that's already in the game. The one that the nurse uses in her boss fight. But since the color red is used for enemies, we made the agent's laser green instead. The laser doesn't have very high damage, but since it can damage all enemies in a straight line, it can become quite powerful if you use it at the right moment. In the last devlog, I showed you our new harp weapon for the princess outfit. Many of you commented that it was very irritating with a random pitch on the harp sound effect, so we felt that it was necessary to do something about that. Instead of using one sound effect with random pitch, I made a small melody and then saved each note as a separate sound file. This way, we could play the notes at whatever speed we wanted later in the game. When you click your primary attack button, Billy shoots a burst of 3 notes at a time. And if you hold down the button, he plays the whole song quickly over and over again. This might not sound great, but it's at least a big improvement from the old random pitch. Like I said in the last devlog, you will now be able to find random abilities in the nightmare, instead of weapons like before. And since the game is set in a dream, we can basically add all kinds of funny abilities. Well, almost. You see, the game has to be fully playable with a gamepad. So all abilities that we add need to follow some rules. What kind of rules? Well, let's start with what types of abilities that's not possible to use with a gamepad. When you're playing with a gamepad, you only have control over the direction you're aiming in. So, abilities that require you to click on a specific position in the room, like teleport over here, or summon an attack on that enemy over there. These types of abilities are not possible to do with a gamepad. So, what types of abilities are possible to do? Well, like I said, you have control over the direction you're aiming in, so abilities that are shot or thrown in a certain direction are no problem. And abilities that are spawned on the player's own position is also okay. Then of course, it is possible to have abilities that neither require a direction nor a position, like abilities that give the player some kind of temporary buff when activated. I think it's a good idea to establish these rules early on in the project, so that we later down the line don't realize that half of our abilities won't work with the gamepad. So, with these rules for abilities fresh in mind, what kind of abilities would you like to see in Billy's Nightmare? Let me know down in the comments. This was everything I had to show you for this devlog. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like, or leave a dislike if you didn't, and make sure to also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any upcoming devlogs. Thanks for watching, and remember, don't let your nightmares wake you up.